Hi everyone, welcome to Faraja Digital TV. My name is Giramia Joan Dodridge. Today we are going to have a discussion on youth participation and democratic processes. When you look at the youth population, according to the National Planning and Housing Census that was concluded a few months ago, we know that the youth is the greatest population in the country, and today we want to find out why are we having issues in their participation in governance and democratic processes, and how best can the issues they're facing be changed to make our Terego district a better district. So here with me I have some key stakeholders in the district. I'm going to give you all a chance to introduce yourselves before we get into the discussions. I'll start with my sister next to me here.
Okay, I'm Atizoyo Judith. I'm the communication officer.
Thank you. I am Vincent Terego, the youth chairperson of Terego district.
Yes, thank you. My name is Asia Luke, Senior Assistant Secretary, sitting in for DCD of Terego district. You are most welcome.
Thank you all, our today's panelists, for the discussion. I want to direct a question, especially to the district youth chairperson. How do you see the youth participation in the district? Are they fully involved, or there is something holding them back?
Thank you. I appreciate your presence with us here at Terego here. I appreciate the Faraja for being with us here in the Terego to come and discuss with us about the issue of the youth in the entire national. In Terego here, the youth are not empowered in other areas, particularly participation of the youth are not regularly like that one there. The youth participations are not all that okay. Things which are supposed to be done by the youth are not empowered. So it will always be hard for us to do other things here. Youth have a lot of challenges in our area here. They really face a lot of challenges on financial issues. The government programs which are for the youth, they are not enough or else to acquire the number of the youth. You have more than number of the youth, but the finance programs which are allocated for the youth, they are not able to help the youth there. Then thirdly, the youth have faced challenges on their participations, particularly the facilitations. The facilitations, some youth are from far distances. For them to come here, it always to come to the offices. It is always hard for them to come to the office on challenges of the transport. Then the challenge of transport, those are the ones which are affecting the youth here. And then there is another one is there is no office which is allocated for the youth. When some programs are coming, so the youth are supposed to be there, but there's no offices allocated for the youth. Then the youth have to have something like stamps and others, so that they have to do their things in time. Then the coordination among the youth have to be there for that one there. But due to these things, there's a gap between the youth and the government programs, which is highly there. The youths are not engaged fully in their programs. Thank you. I beg to submit.
Thank you, Youth Chairperson. I think let's also dissect something relating to youth participation, what each one of us here understands when they tell you youth participation and democratic processes. My sister over here, what do you understand when someone tells you youth participation in meaningful democratic processes?
My understanding is basically on their level of involvement when it comes to issues of decision making and the whole governance process. I believe that the youth in Terego are fully involved in issues of decision making and participation in the whole democratic process. We see this in the aspect of the representation of the youth leaders right from the village level, at sub-county level, even at the district level. We have youth leaders who participate in decision making by being involved in issues of like the sub-county council, we have the district council. This is where issues that happen at sub-county level or at district level are discussed. And in each of these sectors, the youth are fully represented. They have the youth female representative and the male representative even at district level. And these youth also participate in the various committees at the district level. We have 3 committees at the district level. We have the social services committee, we have the committee of production, marketing, and technical services, and then we have the finance, planning, and administration committee. The youth are fully involved in the budgeting process, and it is at the committee level where these issues to do with the planning, budget allocation are involved, and these youth are fully involved in the budgeting process. So I believe they are fully involved through their leaders whom they elect.
Thank you. Can we also hear from you, our DCDO representative?
Yeah, thank you. You're most welcome in this engagement. The youth participation and the democratic processes in the district. As the communication officer has put it, we have structures, the governance structures, where youth are fully involved, and we also have various government programs and projects where youths are fully involved. Our challenge is, I think, the commitment from the youth themselves. The processes are there, the guidelines are there, the projects are there, the programs are there, the political will is there, even the technical will is there. But our challenge is the attitude of our youth that we have. Their participation is limited because of the attitude that they have. Our youths want something that is quick enough, something that they must have a result within a short period of time. That's the challenge our youth have. But otherwise, the processes, the channels for youth participation are clear, both in a governance, even at community level, the channels are clear. So my urge to the youth in Terego is, let them get fully involved, let them get committed. Let's have positive attitude towards different government programs and the projects that government is bringing for us. The youth are part of the governance. Thank you.
Thank you, representative from the DCDO's office. Our next question is, when you look at our previous engagements, we noted from the concerns that we shared, most of the youths feel that they are excluded in governance and decision-making processes. What do you think are the possible structural and social barriers that are hindering their meaningful participation? I think I'll still start with you and then move.
Yeah, the barriers are not really so many. But as I did say, one barrier is the attitude. But of course, apart from attitude, there are those cultural challenges. We have challenge of age, we have a challenge of geographical location, we have challenge of ethnicity, like Terego is hosting refugees from the South Sudan, refugees from Congo. the new terminology I heard from them is they should not be called refugees, we should call them people, stateless, displaced people. That's the new terminology I think the UN is coming up with. So the challenge, the barriers we have is Terego hosting refugees. If you go to settlement, you have those cultural differences. In Uganda here, we are saying a child is up to the age of 18. But if you go to the settlement, you find some of those people living in the settlement, a girl of 14 is ready for marriage. So those are the challenges, the cultural barriers we are seeing in the district. And again, if you look at the issue of youth participation holistically, the challenge comes with some of these youth not, when it comes to skills, when it comes to same skills, some of them are not highly educated. You find their participation in some of the government programs that need skilled people. Their participation is limited because of challenges in accessing higher levels of education. The other challenge I see as a barrier is also now the parenting. Parenting is a big issue. We recently have health review performance in the district. The data on a teenage pregnancy shows the district has 21% level of teenage pregnancy. That means there's something wrong with parenting. If children are getting pregnant, what are the roles of the parent? What are the parents doing? So that is, to me, is also a barrier for youth development and youth participation in governance and democracy. As a Terego, we need to do a lot. We need to involve ourselves as parents fully to make sure that the children we raise, the youth we raise, are people who can be responsible citizens tomorrow. So I see that as a barrier to youth growth and development, especially the issue of parenting. The other issue I see is also now the religion, the religious aspect, the beliefs. This time there are so many sects that are coming up, so many worship places. Some of these come with their own philosophy, with their own theology. You find sometimes the youth are taken up in religious activities to the extent of even ignoring going to school. Sometimes the whole night you find people are worshiping or praising God. So to me, these are, some of them are okay, but when it comes to social development, to me it is a barrier. So these are the things that I feel the youth should be able to come through, such that their participation and involvement in the government programs and the projects can be enhanced. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the great submission. My sister here, the communication officer, what do you think are some of the potential social barriers and structural barriers hindering meaningful youth participation in Terego district?
As a district, we still have a challenge of mindset, especially when you talk about the aspect of planning and budgeting. We have a bottom-up approach when it comes to the aspect of planning. But when you go to, when these meetings are organized at village level or at parish level, and you invite people to come and attend these meetings, one thing that the youth will ask is, what is it that I'm going to get in this meeting? Will there be some facilitation? Even before looking at the actual issue that we are going to discuss, the first thing they're thinking about is, how much am I going to get when I sit for this meeting? So this sometimes poses a challenge, and because of that, some of them do not actually participate, and their views are not taken. So they end up saying that they are not involved, and yet we would like to involve them, but they attach money to everything. When you organize a meeting, the first thing that comes to their mind is, what is it that I'm going to sign? What is it that I'm going to get out of this? Not knowing that the planning is actually done for them and it is actually meant to benefit them. And then we also have the aspect of laziness. When you move around, you realize that there are these hanging chairs on the roadsides. Very early in the morning, 6, 7 youth already seated in the trading centers. They're not involved in any productive activity. Someone wakes up very early in the morning, they're just seated at the trading center. But at the end of the day, they want to eat good food. where do they get the money from? So we still have a very big challenge of mindset. People think they want something free. Some of them come on the road. They're waiting for politicians who will pass by, who will probably give out a handout to them. So some of our youth are very lazy. They don't want to work, but they want a good life, which is not practical. And then we also have the education level. We still have a challenge with the issue of education. When you realize that when these young people, they join primary 1, they're in big numbers. But by the time they are completing P7, the number drops drastically. And by the time someone reaches secondary, university, the numbers keep dropping. So we have low level of education and limited access to information. Some of them, they are not, they also have a challenge of limited access to technology. Most of our youth they are not on social media. And yet this time, everything that happens across the globe is shared on social media. So they have limited access to social media because of limited access to things like phones, computer, and all that. Yes.
Okay, thank you all. Those are very, very impactful submissions. I would also like to interest us. What are some of the possible available platforms that the district is utilizing to engage with the youth? We could say maybe there are civic engagement campaigns that the district is rolling out. Things like, for instance, like here we have a Farage already in place. Does the district have certain measures that they have put in place to help the youth participate meaningfully? Yeah, I see my DCDO is looking at me. You can take it up.
Yeah, I think we have platforms. We have the governance platforms right from the village up to the district where the youth are engaged. Secondly, at the district level, we have our platform. We have a district WhatsApp platform. I think the district in the process of developing a website also on the same. If you go to settlement, there are some community radios that the settlement, the NGOs have provided for community engagement. Even the issues concerning youth have been discussed on those radios. If you go to refugee settlement, you go to Rhino Camp, those community radios are there and the people are seriously using them for mobilizing youth for different government programs. We also use other channels like churches, we like community dialogues when we go out, even markets, sometimes we pass our information in the markets. So those are the channels, different platforms that we use to mobilize youth for different government programs and projects.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. My district youth chairperson, what are some of the strategies as a council that you have come up with to engage the youth meaningfully? Maybe you could say you're planning to have a community dialogues. I'm just giving you a prompt, like you as the district chairperson, what are some of the potential opportunities that you have?
Yeah, we have in our programs to run with our issues, we come up with some things to sort the problems we face in our area here in Terego here with the youth. First, we form a platform for the Terego youth. We have a platform there where we are sharing some issues or some challenges or how we can advise our youth. We have the platform there on WhatsApp there where we can help our youth. Then we have also a group. We have formed a circle as youth councils. We have a circle there, but it is not yet fully registered, but we are going to register it fully. Then thirdly, we have come up with the issue of this program of having a dialogue, which is there on the process, but we are still working on it to make sure that
community dialogue?
Yeah, community dialogue, where we're going to have it each per sub-community, where we're going to involve all the youth. But the challenge is that when we go there, the youth always request you, is there something small but it is really always a problem for us, but we are going to struggle seriously, and then we are always going to raise our voice from there. That's the way how we are going to go as a youth. That is only the plans that we already have on the program.
Okay, thank you. Our next, oh yes, my sister has something that she'd like to add.
Yes, on the issue of the platforms where we engage the youth as a district, we normally organize barazas where we discuss the various government programs like Myoga, PDM, and any other program that is meant to benefit the community. And in these barazas, we give presentations on the status of these projects, and then we also give opportunity for the community to ask questions, and we also respond. We also organize, normally we do talk shows on radio stations because it's the most listened to media in our locality here. We normally organize talk shows, and we speak to our people and also get feedback from them and respond to any queries that they normally raise. We also have the various social media platforms like WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, which are very interactive, where we give information to the public, and then in case they ask any questions, we also give them feedback on social media. So because of that, they have been following us, and it is kind of interactive. Then we have our notice board at the district and then at the various sub-county headquarters, where we give information to the public on any activities, like in case there are adverts, we publish them there. In case there are any forms of information that we wish the public to get, we normally pin them on the notice boards. We also have meetings. We normally organize meetings where we invite the public to explain to them how far we have gone, to give accountability to the public. That is how we involve the youth.
Okay, thank you. These are all insightful contributions. Our next question is, that is personal to all of us. What are some of the remedies that you would recommend that can be used to engage the youth meaningfully, even when they do not hold political positions?
Yeah. I think government programs now, by design, the youth are involved. So any government program that comes, whether it be in Myoga, whether it be in PDM, whether it be in youth livelihood, most of these programs and projects that come have slot for youth. So that's one way of engaging the youth. So our duty as duty bearers is always to put this information to them, to avail them with the information when these programs or projects of the government come. Even there are partner programs that come that target youth, and when such opportunities come, we avail them to the youth. That is one. The second is through community meetings, community dialogues. When we organize community dialogues, we sell out what we do as a government to the community members, inclusive the youth. And that's how we do it. So those are the avenues we use to involve the youth. Sometimes we also use the community structures. The community structures, like the LC1 structure. Sometimes we use the parasocial workers. Sometimes we use the VHTs. So these are the different government community structures that are there that we use to pass information to the youth. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Our youth chairperson, I know many will say, you being the chairperson, that is probably a political space, and yet you're actually sitting in for all the youths in Terego. What can you propose that should be done, you as a council, to the youth to participate meaningfully, even when they're not politically involved?
Thank you. In that aspect, youth, to solve those one there, to make the youth be fully like when they are not political, the youth to be involved fully in government programs. But I really appreciate the government. He's doing good to fully involve the youth. Like in that programs of PDM, like they are having 30%. That one is also there, done to solve that problems of the youth there. Then to have the communication gap have to be done, which is to be solved, so that the issues have to be done in the communities. Like we are the youth chairperson or the youth leaders. We are having the youth leaders from the village to the parish, from then at the sub-county level, then at the one of district level. So where we are passing the informations, we are moving with them, we are always solving those ones there. We have to close the gaps within us there. Then the communications, which has to be done among the others who are down there, like through in services programs like that one, in the churches, in other many of them. So where they can deliver the informations always like that one there.
Okay.
Then
you wanted to add? Let me give you a chance to add just one point, and then we give our sister also a chance.
Then there is another one is about okay, let me able to submit it.
Okay, you pass the ball to the communications officer. Yes.
Okay, I see we still have a big mindset challenge. I propose that there's need to have sessions where we speak to these youth and inform them that not everything is about money. Your participation, the feedback you give in a meeting can impact on how you'll be governed. And then I also propose that there's need to, where possible, establish ICT centers where these youth's skills in ICT can be improved. It's also important that we encourage the youth to work. There's nothing that comes for free. We tell them that actually nothing comes from the blues. You have to struggle before you get something. And then there's also need to maybe bring mentors to speak to the school children in primary, in secondary, to encourage them so that they get motivated to study and be successful, so that we have a better completion rate and better citizens who are informed and educated.
Okay, thank you. I think we are really making wonderful submissions, and our district leaders and duty bearers, I believe we shall disseminate some of these strategies back to the communities so that we see the change that we would love to see. So this is the last question for tonight's engagement. We really want to see change happen in Terego, and in that sense we want to be action takers. And as the last question on the conversation, I want to task each one of us to share some of the steps that can be taken. At least each one of us can mention or discuss one step that can be taken to engage the youth more actively and responsibly in governance starting today. Like, what do you think should be our action point? Let me start with my sister next to me, and then we shall move that way.
I feel it's very important that in every project that we do in the district, it is very important that we give a special slot for the youth to be involved, so that they be part of it and they participate fully in whatever decisions that are taken in such projects or in such meetings, so that they benefit, because there's a slogan that there's nothing for us without us. So involving the youth at all levels, I think is very, very important. And then we also need to share information widely on the need for them to participate
Thank you. From your submissions, I picked a number of points. You talked about youth accountability. They need to be there in those spaces of civic engagement. You also talked about youth staying in school and not dropping out. And then you talked about advocacy and all that involves participation. So because if you're not participating, you cannot tell what you're missing. So I thank you, Chairperson. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Steps to involve the youth fully or increase youth participation. I want to add these ones. One, we need good policies, ordinances or bylaws. Some of our youth are law breakers. Some of them doing things that the community does not want, like involving themselves in stealing, like involving themselves in marung chewing, in opium smoking. My sister talked about idleness by roadside, just coming to stay without doing anything. So we need some ordinances at the district level or by laws at sub-county level. Even at community level, we need some community actions such that some of these youths can be brought back to the right path. That's one. Two is we need to improve on our parenting. This attitude of just producing children for the sake of producing without proper parenting is a challenge for us. So our parents to set their attitudes towards parenting, they should bring us children who can be useful tomorrow. Manage what you can. Thirdly is we need the attitude my sister talked about. That needs continuous sensitization of the youth on those good values that as a youth, what good values should you take for you to be a responsible citizen? We need continuous sensitization of the youths. Then we also need commitment from the youths themselves. We may talk a lot. We may give a lot of projects or money to the youth, but if they are not committed themselves, so it may be wasted. So we need commitments from the youth. So at planning level, we need to increase budgets for the youth activities, right from the sub-county up to district level, at the national level. There must be some advocacy for budget increment for youth activities. Then also maybe extended visits. We need some exposure. Maybe some of youth are doing things here because they have not been exposed. If some are picked and they're taken outside to learn what other youths are doing outside, this can be a good example for the rest. So if those opportunities are there, exposure is very important. Finally, I think the issue of the skilling, we still need to do more. Bring relevant skills. I know there are many NGOs, partners that have been doing skilling, but some of them are not aligned to what the youth want. Sometimes these things are already they are planned and somebody has written a proposal, somebody has come with a project and it is thrown over the youth. But we need to do something which is for the youth. So we plan through them, we plan with them, such that whatever activities we are coming to implement for them should be according to what they want, according to their interest. So that's the few I can add. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our today's conversation has been very fruitful, and to that note, I would like to bring us to the end of the session. And to our viewers, let's catch up next time. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.